Do you feel unsteady on your feet or off balance as you age?
The good news is you don't need any fancy equipment or access to a gym to do these exercises you can do at home for anyone ages 50 and older.
To do this, we're going to go back in time to a video that Bob and Brad did about 5 years ago. So be sure to stay tuned for more options when we get back to the future.
And fun fact, I was actually running camera for this video, so I get to time travel this time, and I don't really know how Brad gets in this time traveling box, so I'm just gonna slowly descend into it, and hopefully I end up in the right spot. Okay, bye.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
All right.
Okay, let's stand up.
All right.
Now, this is a balanced one. Now, this one, if your balance isn't real good, you may want to have a chair in front of you. You may want to have something to hold on to, a cane. We got the Booyah stick here. If you have pretty good balance, you don't need to hold on to anything. Okay, so feet out wide. If you feel very comfortable like this, fine. Now bring your feet closer together. If you're getting wobbly, and some people will feel this way when your feet are closer, grab onto the chair in front of you with two hands or one hand. The idea is we're going to stand for 30 seconds at a challenged balance, but not a dangerous one. You should feel very safe, but like you're working a little bit. If this is too easy, then you go to one leg. You can go two hands on here, one hand, fingertips, but you should feel like challenged, and try and hold it for 30 seconds. If you're doing one leg, try the other leg and just work with that. Again, relax, breathe. If you're really feeling wobbly, obviously go back to where you were with two legs. So use good judgment. We need nobody falling for sure on this. Just working your balance. All right, now the next thing. Bob, you want to face that direction?
Yeah, I'll
do it
face
with the
this
stick.
direction, yeah.
So you may want to have this here, and if you're unsteady, make sure you have a chair behind you, a chair in front of you, a solid one that you can use for balance. And if you do lose your balance, the worst that happen is you sit down. Have armrests on it too, much better. Okay, so the first one is marching. Yep, bring the knees up 10 times. And if you want to do more, you can. Bring them up as high as you can with good stability and balance. Keep breathing. How you feeling, Bob?
Oh, I feel fantastic.
Strong leg bull. We're going to do 10 of those on a leg. Then we're going to go to hip abduction. So that means we're going to go out to the side, but show how to do it wrong where you tilt the body. We don't want to tilt the body.
And you also don't want to turn the foot out like this.
Right.
You want the toe pointing straight forward.
Mm-hmm.
Same way with your eyes, but now don't tilt your body. Out like this.
This one is real critical. If you find yourself walking and you're going right to left like that, that's because these muscles are weak, and this can help that particular walking problem. 10 is typically good, and you're not going to do them fast. And I always tell my patients, don't let your feet touch each other when it comes down. Keep a gap there. More control. It works a little bit more. Make sure you do both legs. If you don't do both legs, you walk in circles after this. That's my joke. No one usually laughs, but I think it's funny. All right, next one. This is a really good one for ankle strength, which is really critical for balance. Up on your toes, high as you can go, and then come back and make sure you rock backwards with your heels or your toes coming off.
Safety comes first.
Right.
You want to make sure that you're hanging onto a chair or hanging onto a Booyah stick or something in case you lose your balance.
Particularly going back, so if you lose your balance, you fall safely into a chair. I mean, I have people, if they have a nice cushion chair in their living room, do that. So, it's a nice soft landing. Actually, if there's any question, I don't have them do this.
This is just like Brad's birthdays when I always tell him safety comes first. Make sure he has the fire extinguisher ready because, of all the candles. So,
Bob, why,
safety come
Bob?
first.
Why?
All right.
Okay. And then the last one, which is the most aggressive one, but there's been a study that I read that this was one of the most important things you can do for strengthening to prevent falls is squats and have a chair. And it depends on how strong you are. If you can do them with your arms up like this and down till your butt touches a chair, do 10 of those. If that's too difficult, you bring your arms down, and you can put them on your knees and push up that way. The goal is to do 10 of them. If it's too easy, you can do more. You can put your hands on the armrests, either one or both, if that's what it takes to get you up and down. Some people may have a walker in front of them that they use, so they can use that for balance, or a chair like this. So use good judgment and finish up 10 to 15 of those.
Which is why also, by the way, a lot of people get those lift chairs.
Oh, sure.
And they use them. And I know that some people do need them.
Yeah.
But if you don't use them, because
Right.
I find a lot of people that their legs really get weak then because they're never standing up. They're having the chair lift them up.
Right. Yeah, one of those electric recliners that lift up.
Lift up.
And then when you get done, just sit back and relax. We're done. We relax. If you want to do the whole thing again, you can. And take a couple deep breaths. And then at that point, get a nice book to read. Relax. Work the mind a little bit.
Remember, have some Braditude.
Braditude.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is a good attitude.
Holy cow,
Gratitude.
Bob. Let's see how that
Just
goes. Maybe
invented
it'll
a
go
word.
viral.
That's right.
Thank you for watching and stay healthy.
Get your Braditude.
Whoa!
He's back.
The camera actually came with me. Now we got 3 cameras. All right, hopefully they don't need it back then. Anyway, we still got a few more options, 7 to be specific, of some more advancements of these balance activities you can try. Now, you may not be able to do all of them, but again, use something for support if you need, like a chair in front of you, handrail, countertop, whatever you have. So the first one is actually just standing still, and then we're going to do some head turns. Do you want to show this, Adrian?
Sure. I'm going to start kind of with a wider base of support and something to hang on to, just in case my balance is a little bit off.
There you
Got
go.
this nice booyah stick. And I'm just going to start by slowly turning my head. This can sometimes throw off your balance. So you just want to make sure, again, that you're in a safe position. You can also try up and down head turns. And even more advanced, which people don't love, is diagonals.
Diagonals.
Diagonals. That one is really hard. So start with the horizontal and the vertical, and then you can move into the diagonals.
And I've seen people do different speeds with this, so just go what you're comfortable with. Some people go really slow because they feel dizzy, and some people go a little quicker because they feel fine. The next one is just eyes closed. So again, you can have a wide base of support. If that's easy, you can bring your feet together, and you're just going to close your eyes. And if you notice you're really swaying a bit, hold on to something. Sometimes just having that little bit of feedback, maybe fingertips on a counter or grabbing onto railing, allows you to feel safe while you're doing this. If you really don't feel safe, have someone next to you, maybe holding on to you or really close. Or you can put a chair behind you, so that way if you tip backwards, you just kind of go into the chair.
Yeah, and you could even start this in sitting. Or
Yeah, you can.
You can do it in a corner, so that if you start to tip back, you've got the corner there to support you as well. So
Normally for this, do 15 to 30 seconds. You can just start a timer because obviously you're going to be peaking the whole time, or have someone else run it for you. Next, we're going to work on a different foot position called tandem. So one foot goes in front of the other just like this. This really makes some people get off balance. Now, if you can't do this right away, you can just try a staggered stance, one foot a little forward, but maybe not crossing midline like this. The goal is to eventually be able to put one foot in front of the other and get the weight distributed evenly. Oftentimes people will still be on their back foot, feel unsteady. If you just kind of get centered, you often feel better. Again, normally time we do this 15, 30 seconds, but make sure to switch legs because you may notice one leg is harder than the other. And something we forgot to address is, you can do this in shoes. Some people can do it barefoot or in slippers. Just make sure you feel steady with whatever option you choose.
great. Next is going to be a foam pad. So this is going to make balance hard again. Just a little bit harder than having a firm surface because your ankles and your feet will be moving. Again, I would always start with a wider stance when you're starting a new balance activity to make sure that it feels safe. And if this feels easy over time, you can just move those feet in together. Again, hanging on to something as needed and just hanging out on that foam.
If you don't have foam, you can try pillows. However, pillows are often easier than a balance pad. And different balance pads are easier or harder, so make sure if you're purchasing one to look at the specifics of it. Some of them are filled with air, some of them are foam, so it can really vary if you're going to invest in one.
Yeah. Another thing that's maybe like a cheaper option is I've had people use like garden kneeling benches.
Oh, sure.
Those
Or the
foam
pads.
pads.
Yeah.
Yep. Or like a stadium cushion or a boat cushion, something like that.
Now we're going to get into walking balance. So we just got 3 options with walking. So for this, again, if you're really unsteady, maybe have someone hold on to you, or make sure you have an assisted device, countertop railing nearby. So the first thing is just walking, but you're going to work on head turns like we did earlier. So you can work on looking side to side as you walk. You can work on looking up and down as you walk, or again, you can even kind of do diagonals. Just make sure to take your time with this. You don't have to go real fast as you do it. You can go nice, slow, and controlled. And just make sure you don't lose your balance because we don't want to fall.
Right. Sometimes I'll have people do these walking activities like in a narrow hallway in their house or even along like a kitchen countertop. So you have something to hang on to as well.
Also, make sure your pets aren't running in front of you. So it's going to be harder yet. And you might
Lock them
trip.
up. Lock up those pets.
The next one is walking with starts and stops. So walk a bit, and then this often is better when someone else is there to tell you to start and stop, because if you just know you're going to start and stop, you're a little bit better at
You
it.
can anticipate the
Yeah.
change.
Or
Yep.
you can just start a timer that randomly goes off, or you could set it for, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever, numerous durations. And then just as soon as it beeps, stop, and then go again. Some people really have issues starting and stopping quickly, so that is something you can work on.
This is kind of a red light, green light.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can probably download an app, red light, green light, and just do it that way. Or if you have a stoplight in your house randomly, that would be a good use of it.
Yes.
And the last one is walking with speed changes. You want to talk about this one, Adrienne?
Sure. So it's similar to the start and the stop, except when you are walking, you're just going to change speeds. And it is also good, right? You can try it without somebody asking you to do it, but like go fast and then transition to slow, and fast and transition to slow, or start slow. And slow, actually, I think it can be harder for people.
Yeah.
And then go fast. But it's better also to have somebody telling you when to transition so that you have to like quickly do it without anticipating that you're going to change speeds. So that would be a way to make it harder. And maybe there's a red light, green light app, and you could use that for speed changes.
So those are all our balance options. Now, if you are wondering, Brad is on vacation somewhere warm, and we just got hit with a blizzard. So that's why he's not here besides in our flashback part. So he will be back in many other videos. Do not worry. If you want to check out more videos on balance, you can click the video link on the screen.
Bob and Brad, the 2 most famous physical therapists